Have a
What?
call meeting order. Join me in the pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Marty, could I have a roll call, please?
Sure. Brian,
Here.
Justin,
Here.
John,
Here.
Jeff,
Here.
just missing Lexi.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Brian, aye.
Justin, aye.
John, I,
Jeff, aye. Motion carries. Open it to citizen comment. Anything on the agenda this evening? Marcy, do we have anyone online at this time?
No, sir.
All right, then I will close citizen comment at this time. Then I will need an approval or amend, you know what I need for the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. Brian, aye.
Justin, aye.
John, I,
Jeff, aye. Motion carries. Moving on to Parks and Rec. Stacy, the floor is yours.
Yes, first. Do you guys have any questions on anything that is listed here? The piece of paper I brought before, is the park board obviously is working on the multi-use trail, working on getting the multi-use trail done. That is up for your guys' approval later this meeting. We are also working on, we have playground, we don't have the installation or the surfacing done yet. So that's another phase. Another phase is the pavilion, and that is the piece of paper that is floating around. He's been coming, our architect has been coming to the last couple meetings. We've had discussions the last few meetings, to talk about design, to talk about, kind of what we want it to look like. And so that is what's floating around. It's kind of where I came to the meeting. So still a work in progress, but we're getting there as far as the design that we want to move forward with. So to get closer to getting an actual bid, for what it is going to cost. So we have a better number than what we currently have. Your question?
Capacity on that,
I'm gonna say we said 100, did we not?
100 or 95 to 100 originally.
you said 300.
300?
That's huge.
Yeah.
300.
I
I'm like, whoa.
think the parking was proposed for 45.
That sounds right.
We figured two.
Yeah.
Two per
Two or three.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to be progressing on getting some help from ECIA for.
Correct, I actually have a,
Fun.
yeah, so I have a meeting with her on tomorrow, I think, actually. And then, yeah, we are also talking with the park board regarding different ways to fundraise, one of which is a structure of some sort. We're kind of floating some ideas. I floated some Dean as well. So I think that between my conversation with her, some things we talked about, I went to a conference a couple weeks ago, between things I've learned there and then that conversation, we should have stuff to talk about at the very least on Tuesday. So our next board meeting.
And that person at ECI is Jennifer Walker. She's in charge of their fundraising and grant, I think some of the grant writing, but more fundraising. That's where her expertise lies.
Nice. So your comments about the reservations on the golf simulator, any issues with?
No, so far so good. I think we've had a couple kinks along the way, but all doable, all manageable. I think the biggest is people just not familiar with the website to make reservations. Had a couple people not super happy with the fee that is charged when you make an online reservation, which is why we advertise the way we advertise. So nothing, and why we set the price where we set the price. So nothing bad.
It's $2. I just want to make sure it didn't change since I last.
It is just, well, and if you do 2 hours, it's actually like $2.14. More bang for your buck there, John.
I don't know, you can do 2 hours.
It's max 2 hours.
Nice.
It's, yeah, there's just a minimum fee that ActiveNet charges for some.
And I just know in the area, you can't go anywhere
For
for
$12.
$12
Correct.
to simulate.
Right,
Correct.
right.
Which was our goal, like I said, it was an
It'll take off.
amenity
You
for
wanted
our
to
It's an
members.
amenity.
You wanted to start it slow too, right?
Yep.
To see where it's gonna go.
I like the fact that non-members aren't allowed. Once
Unless
it-
they
once-
visit with a member. So they can go
They
with a
can
member.
with.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they can go with a member. They
But
just,
then I gotta pay the.
then they have to pay the day pass. Correct.
And they,
Correct.
and they can't sign up
Correct.
directly.
Correct.
A member can. sign.
Yeah, correct.
It's all right. Anything else for Stacy? Thank you. Moving on to the chief of police report.
You guys have my report. I don't really have anything with my report to add on or anything, but I will be, I guess, giving a couple, or a little bit of information when we get down to the administration portion for animals in the school. So I'll just wait for that when it comes.
The spot free rinse machine for Mighty, was that
Yeah, that was
something
pretty
we
cool.
asked, or they just?
They asked and if they could donate it, and it was great. It works great.
Awesome. Yep. Love that.
Should we send them a thank you of some sort?
That's a great idea.
Yes.
From the city. Yeah. Yep. Just make a note, we'll figure it out later.
I've got some really nice note cards I can have.
Think some really good handwriting.
I can give them to Mike.
I think that would be a nice touch.
We can both sign it.
Mike, I think if I'm looking at this data right, it looks like the arrest trend is way down this year compared to similar time
It
frames
just,
prior years.
I mean,
Is it
you
just
can't
random?
predict, can't predict.
It's good though. It's good. It's really low.
Normally a good thing, but yep.
Some people are behaving themselves better.
And it's not lack of not doing anything, it's.
Oh, no, your service calls
Yeah,
are up.
the number of calls was.
Service calls continues.
Yeah, we have some very big cases we're working and that'll result in arrest eventually, but
I see.
Anything else for the chief? All right, thanks, chief. Dean, Public Works.
Sure thing. Just to touch on one of the items on the report, the construction report, I had mentioned that the turn lane project was going to start up again on Monday. I just spoke with them later this afternoon here, and they will be here tomorrow to start the project. And we'll walk through it and get sidewalk laid out and continue on, hopefully.
Right.
Wasn't there fresh concrete poured?
Okay, so that work that was being done by ECI,
Okay,
which is a subcontractor for Black Hills.
okay,
That was due to the fact that the gas main and stuff had to be relocated.
okay. that's
And
fine.
So are they
completed
done?
underneath the
That's-
They're
river.
done on Tennis Lane then, or when will they be done?
The ECI,
Yeah.
they finished up the sidewalk today, and then now they have the north lane on Tennis Lane to finish up yet. Yeah, they have to, everything was just put in temporarily last season. It got too late in the season.
Sure.
looks like they'll be pouring concrete tomorrow.
Yep.
There won't be a lot of, I think that's the question, is there a lot of both of them going on at the same time?
Shouldn't really be an issue this year due to the fact that the south lane on Tennis Lane is done now, so there'll always be one lane
I
over.
just saw the fresh paint or this fresh concrete. I just,
Yep.
No lanes will be closed.
good.
Should I ask them to put an extra lane in for the breakfast, when everybody goes to pick up breakfast
Right,
at the
right.
fire station?
I'm not sure we have enough property going. Continue that, but yeah, good idea.
I'll get with them.
Yeah, other than that, any other questions on anything on
I
the?
read with a smile about the removal of the beaver dams from the waterway on
Yeah.
Thunder Valley. Get them
We gotta
back.
continue some work over there too. We
Yeah.
just basically got the dams out of there to continue that flow going through
Does
there.
that happen in
Happens every
prior
spring,
years?
doesn't
Is that a regular thing?
It's been getting a lot worse since Joel's been cleaning up on his, pushing them
Okay.
over there. I
Yeah,
believe.
they're scrambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the
maybe we can
goats scare
continue to
away.
push, maybe we can continue to push them to the south and the east.
Push them over there where the goats will be and we'll
Yeah.
have a free for all.
Right, right.
Is there anything?
Exotic zoo.
Is there anything you do to put something like permanent there to keep them from coming back or?
So there is a contact of a guy in Epworth that does some trapping. We'll possibly reach out to him here. Once we get a few more of them trees and stuff, get some of that stuff, that overgrown stuff out of there.
We checked with the insurance company to make sure it's okay to trap them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I talked to that, and that was a concern of mine too, actually, just have somebody come in and trap, that we weren't liable.
We don't want to be known for that.
Yeah, we're just beaver relocators. We're not against them.
Tracking release.
Yeah.
We're goat herders and.
Where they're at.
Beaver
Beaver
lookers.
trappers.
Like I said, maybe if we can continue the removals over there of the trees, we can kind of keep them moving on.
They won't have something to work on.
Mhm.
That's good.
Anything else for Dean? Nope. All right, moving on, Marcy, you don't have anybody on from the EDC that might
No,
wait to hear their quarterly update at another meeting.
Were we told that they weren't gonna be here?
We
And I know
continue to
we're-
invite them, they have the regular schedule.
they know the schedule. They know that they're invited at the first meeting of the quarter, and I gave them the dates. So they're aware.
We have a note to try and schedule a meeting to talk to them
Right.
about their future and our future.
And your note said they're moving to once a month now versus twice a month.
On Mondays, I believe it is at 7:30 over at NICC.
They've been meeting twice a month and they're gonna move to monthly.
Right, just one Monday. Yep, first Monday of the month.
Yeah, on this coming Monday.
Yes, they do.
Third Monday.
Right, at this time, proclamation.
Do you have an update?
That,
Do you have an update?
do I have an update?
Mayor's report.
Oh, no, I do not have an update. I thought I already said that.
Oh.
Just said it up here. Florida was amazing.
I heard it.
City of Piasta proclamation, whereas Iowa's communities and countryside provide the basis for making this a special and unique place to live. And whereas caring residents and citizens desire to build the pride and respect toward our communities, natural lands, and the environment, knowing that these are essential to the cultural and economic health and vitality of the state where we live. And whereas visitors to Iowa respect and admire the communities and countryside that make us special. And whereas Iowa's towns and cities and their leaders recognize the importance of maintaining clean and attractive areas. And whereas Keep Iowa Beautiful, a state affiliate of Keep America Beautiful, works to build partnerships with government organizations, private companies, communities, counties, and volunteer service groups statewide to conduct litter prevention, recycling, beautification, community and landscape enhancement, increased volunteerism, and waste minimization programs and projects. And whereas for more than 20 years, Keep Iowa Beautiful, its board of trustees and sponsors have combined leadership, creativity, insight, and expertise that continues to enhance the beauty and cleanliness of Iowa. Now therefore, I, Russell Faub, Mayor of Piasta, will encourage our city council, city staff, teachers, and all our citizens, young and old, to undertake personal and organizational efforts that will enhance the cleanliness, health, and beauty in our community and state. I do hereby proclaim April 2024 Keep Iowa Beautiful Month. Next up will be open up the public hearing for fiscal year 25 budget at this time.
Is there anybody online? Jake, Brennan?
Got nothing. Property tax.
I noticed you didn't ask Mike.
Oh, Dean,
Mike,
Stacy,
Dean,
yeah,
Stacy.
Mike.
Anything you want to talk about with the budget? I'm good. All right, go ahead and close the public hearing. What the? Yep. okay.
Yep.
Close public hearing on fiscal year 25 budget. And at this time, we'll need a motion to adopt said budget.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the FY 25 budget for City of Piasta's annual budget for the fiscal year.
I'll second it.
Brian, aye?
Justin, I.
John, I,
Jeff, aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have a resolution awarding the Kelly Oaks Multi-Use Trail Connolly Construction Incorporated. Anyone have any questions about that before we act on that recommendation? Questions? Anything?
Jake's here if you have any questions, or Dean and Stacy?
It was great to have so many qualified bidders,
Yeah.
especially local businesses. So that was pleasant to see.
Very competitive bid environment.
If there's no other questions, I'll need a motion to approve this resolution.
make a motion to approve the resolution awarding Kelly Oaks multi-use bid. It's Connolly Construction.
I'll second.
Brian, aye?
Justin, I.
John, I,
Jeff, aye.
Motion carries.
Everyone get a tray?
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jake.
You got pictures?
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Yep, thanks, everyone.
Have a good night.
Next up, we have an ordinance amending. Amendment is to add administrative fees for the cost equivalent of what the Humane Society charges to release an impounded animal, say instead of dog. This fee will be paid first before the animal will be released by the Humane Society.
Just want to add, this is the second reading.
And per your guys' request on me contacting Humane Society, I've done so. They're aware of it. They're good with the fee, the administrative fee. There's other towns that do that also. So it's not an issue.
Good idea.
Need a motion to approve the second reading.
Make a motion to approve the second reading. General regulation, chapter 91 animals.
I'll second. Brian, I. Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up, we
Is there a
have,
reason we wouldn't want to waive the third reading?
You can go ahead. I mean, if somebody'd like to make a motion
Wanna
to
do
waive
that?
the third and adopt it, that's fine.
Have we had any inquiries from the public at all of the city?
Have you?
I mean, that was our reason for leaving it.
We also went through the ordinance where we adjusted the fee, so
Already, yeah.
already.
I'll make a motion to waive the third reading.
I'll second the motion. Brian, I. Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries, and I'll need a motion to adopt.
Make a motion to adopt.
I'll second. Brian, I. Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries.
You have to learn to leave a little more room on this paper.
Next up, we have ordinance amending title. Second reading of this, where we were asked changing for obstructed view at intersections.
Again, this is the second reading.
And this is section 70, and then later we have 71.
Correct. Yep.
Take pieces.
So
Yeah, this is the language related to the obstructed view
Like the
And
landscaping on the
parades.
corner that
Right.
Mike had
and
pictures of.
parade regulations.
Correct. Regulations.
If I can make a recommendation, since these are both in the same title, that we waive the third reading on the ordinance that we're looking at now, because the recommendation on the next agenda item is to waive the readings and go ahead and adopt it. It'll just make more sense.
I have a
Section
question
of text here.
online here.
He's got it in the wrong spot.
The ordinance says it discusses the local parking fines at school drop off and pickup.
You just have the wrong
I think
attachment.
the both.
It's all of the parking fines though, not just the.
Okay. Just want to make sure we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm gonna need a motion to approve the second reading of both of these at the same time.
No, the next agenda item is the first reading, so I'd like to suggest that we waive the readings on the current ordinance that we're on and adopt it so that we can adopt both of these at the same time.
Okay, I follow you now.
Okay.
All right, so I need a motion to approve the second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve the second reading of Title 7, Chapter 70.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
I'm looking for a motion to waive the third reading.
I'll make a motion to waive the third reading.
I'll second it.
Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
And a motion to adopt this amendment.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next one. will be Title 7 Traffic Code, Chapter 71, Traffic Regulations, parking on Hickory, Elm, Maple, as well as Deborah, North Platte of City Hall.
Is any communications sent to the school?
Yeah, so I communicated with the school about the ordinance, spoke with Melissa O'Brien and their secretary Ashley Ferry there. They wanted me to tell you that is great. They thank us for it. They think this will really help with the school pickup and drop off. They just wanted to commend you guys for allowing to do this. They thought it was great. They wanted me to pass that on to you. I do have the signs ordered, ready to go. Just gonna pick them up in the next couple days, so we'll get them up as soon as we get them.
You guys have figured out a plan for where we'll go. And
We have a good game plan, yeah.
I guess my only comment about waiving the second and third readings, and I'm willing to, if that's the consensus of the council, is just it doesn't give anybody in the public a chance to comment. We just kind of create it and put it in. And I realize the urgency of, we want to get this communicated before the end of the
And
school year.
again, if you guys are concerned about that, we are really going to try to communicate with everybody about it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna issue citations. We're gonna give the grace period of.
As long as we do the educate approach.
We're gonna
the general
educate
as
approach
we
of
implement.
doing that. You know, if citations are needed, they're needed, but we're going to steer clear of that and educate people
Yep.
for a good amount of time.
Well, and I think that education can go the next 2 readings if we were to have it for another month, just to kind of give everybody, you know, the time to understand that this is going to be in effect for the next school year. I mean, if you've got somebody that's,
It's gonna be effective immediately, right?
If we adopt.
Right.
If we waive
Right.
2 and 3 and
So,
adopt, it's.
but we can
effective
have
tomorrow.
like the grace period of a month, just, you know, to kind of get them accustomed to, this is the way it's going to be for the remainder of the school year and the start of the school year in the fall. I mean, that's totally up to you, but
It's a school year old.
We'll just have to wait. The signs still have to be up. We want to get the signs up, educate them on that. For us to enforce, the signs need to be up.
So we can't put the signs up until we adopt the ordinance?
That's
well,
correct.
right, and it has to be published.
Yeah.
Has to be published.
So
The
we can
ordinance has to be
send it to the Telegraph Herald tomorrow to be published. And once it's published in the paper, then it'll be our law.
So I guess what Brian's saying is want to kind of give the citizens an opportunity to
Comment.
comment on it. If we were to approve the first reading tonight, wait till the 23rd to go with the second, third,
And adopt.
that would give
Yeah.
a month
Yeah.
to our schools out. Is that enough time to get,
I mean, we're doing what, it is what it is, you know, I mean.
or is it that important we get done right away?
Well, I think it is important from a safety standpoint. That was the long discussion we had at work session. There's no question. And I mean, I don't know that anybody's comments would cause us to change our mind.
That would be
because-
yeah.
Because of the safety thing, it just feels like,
Right, because what are
these
they,
are the kinds of things that
What would be-
potentially people complain about. I didn't know and I didn't have a chance to, comment. Right. 21st is it too early? That'd be the last day. And how do the rest of you feel? I don't,
I
I
get
can
what
be
you're
swayed.
saying. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying as far as giving an opportunity to speak
There's-
on it. But on the same hand, if we're really, I mean, we're doing this for the safety of the kids.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change my mind. It's not gonna change my mind.
it's not gonna change.
And I believe if somebody wants to address us after we adopt it,
Yes.
and if we decide at that point we want
We
to
need
change
to
it, we
change
can always
something or
change it
amend
later.
something, yeah.
So
And I think the
I'm-
chiefs.
I'm in favor of waiving the second, third readings tonight.
Because other than short of, I need to get my kid out of there sooner, there's really no excuse of doing it, right?
What's your,
There's no reason.
I think since we're gonna use the gentle approach to communicate well and implement well, that's sufficient for me.
I will make a motion approving the ordinance amending traffic code, chapter 71, traffic regulations, no parking Hickory streets, as well as the upper north lot of the PCC.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John,
Jeff, I.
That motion carries. We make a motion to now to waive the second, third readings.
I'll make a motion to waive the second, third reading.
I'll second. Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John,
Jeff, I.
That motion carries, and now a motion to adopt this.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Justin, I.
John,
Jeff, I.
Carries.
Count to 3.
All right, we'll need a motion to go into closed session at this time.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session to discuss performance evaluation in accordance with chapter 21.5 Iowa, State of Iowa Code.
I'll second.
You can stay, Brandon.
Brian, I.
John,
Jeff, I.
Carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So I always tell them, like, oh, Brittany.
Open it up to any, citizen comment at this time?
We'll need a motion.
Nobody
And then we'll need a motion to,
Proceed with what we discussed.
need a
in
motion
closed
to,
session.
to direct the city administrator to proceed with what we discussed in closed session.
I'll make a motion to direct Annette to proceed with the discussion we had in closed session.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, aye. Motion carried. I will need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You have a motion?
I will second. You can second, that's fine. Brian, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, aye. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.